Hello everyone, welcome back to Tim2716. My name is Tim, and today we're going to be building something really dumb in automation. Now, this right here is all my vehicles I have. I actually had to delete my Torque Master trucks because they were not working at all in this new update. Like, the largest engine they could support was like 3 liters in capacity when they were supposed to have as much torque as possible. Yeah, you can't really do that much with only 3 liters of displacement. So yeah, basically, we're going to be creating a pretty cool car today. Something that I said might be pretty stupid. So, let's go. Alright, we have this weird truck thing. Let's make the panel material steel for weight. For the chassis material, I'm thinking about whichever the heaviest one is. Ladder, we'll make that steel. Front longitudinal, and yeah, I'm gonna do solid axle coil for both. Quality 15. Now for an engine, I'm looking for something that's really powerful, like something that produces a couple thousand horsepower, and we're using a giant vehicle. How do these two not fit? Seriously, how do they not fit? This is a huge truck, and how, I'm not even going to question it. I think the Ellsbury updates made it so that engine sizes are a little different. They're calculated differently. But you know what? I chose this one. The Atagani engine. A 12.5 liter quad turbo V12 that definitely is going to need some modifications. This little slider that I'm modifying right here, where I can just modify the quality of everything. Turns out this is a secondary quality slider. Yeah, if the regular one doesn't work, use that one. Okay, so far our reliability is up a lot, but I think our red line still might be a little too high. Maybe we're making too much torque. It might be the crank. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully we can get this figured out. But yeah, I have some good news. Putting the red line down to 7,000 has greatly improved the reliability. We're currently making about 4,000 or so horsepower with about, I want to say like 3,500 pound-feet of torque. For all we know, it might be the engine block material since this game added a lot more materials in it. I'm fairly certain there's something known as power density, which greatly affects the reliability. And yeah, that line with the piston on it, on the graph, that just shows our power density, like what we should have. So, this aluminum billet block is actually pretty good when it comes to power density. Has about the same power density as cast iron or something like that. So basically, we're able to get more power out of an engine block if we choose it, a certain material. Yeah, previously that wasn't really a thing. It was more just choose whichever one you feel like. But in this one, it actually matters now. You actually have to choose, like, which engine block you need. So, yeah, so far the engine is completely inoperable. It is not even, I don't even think it could start. But, yeah, now we have fixed it, and we're at almost 6,500 horsepower. I think we can get more out of it. I really do. Because, let's see. Okay, all this is up. I'm not sure if this is what we use to get it more powerful. But yeah, let's just increase red line real quick. That's 7,700. It's doing... Okay, the gearbox is basically non-existent in this thing. 7,000 horsepower! We finally made it to 7,000. I think it's wonderful, and it looks pretty normal, kind of. Well, for my engines, it looks normal. But 7,000 horsepower, double the horsepower for what this engine block was built for. And you know what? We have actually some reliability. It's still in the double digits, and it's not super low. And yeah, let's make the fuel a little less crazy. The ignition timing can be a little more lax and stuff like that. So basically, we're just going to have everything about this engine be cool. Outside of these changes, I'm basically done with modifying the engine block. I have it sped up a lot so you can actually like see what I'm doing for my later modifications in order to make sure this thing has some bit of reliability. Throttle response isn't exactly good. Reliability is terrible, but do you know what? 7,300 something horsepower. Actually, no, I think it should be lower so we get some more reliability. Now, it's installed in this vehicle, and if this works, we'll have a 7,000 horsepower rear-wheel drive truck. That is awesome. So, the next issue we have is paint. I'm not even entirely sure what color I want to paint it. Hopefully something that's kind of unique. I have a lot of vehicles that are orange, so I don't really want to paint it orange. Sturgeon, I have a few vehicles that are black. Don't really want to do that. Yeah, this is the same color as my Turbine Thrasher. This one was the color of my Torque Master. Okay, I'm not entirely... I believe this might be the same color as the Tuo Muso. All I'm aware of is that I just like this color. I'm not entirely sure if it is the same color, though. But if it is, basically, we have a duplicate color, and that's kind of going to make me sad. So, if you're wondering something, the truck that I was using was a part of a mod pack. This is one of the vehicles that I found in mod pack. This is a triple-decker bus, similar to that one from Harry Potter. I believe the third one, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this one... This is better. This is far better. I didn't even look at it. There's a double-decker bus. That's pretty cool. But a triple-decker bus? That is even better. Like, seriously, why aren't there more triple-decker buses? And also, this one's better because it makes 7,000 horsepower. Also has all-wheel drive now. Think a 2-speed manual. We're going to give it some radial tires, chunky off-road, because why not? This thing needs chunky off-road in order to get any grip to anything. Drag slips are too slippery for this thing, and anything else is just going to start smoking up. So why not the tire with chunky nubs on it that just grip onto anything? Now, if you saw what I did with the front wheels and the rear wheels, you should know this thing is going to be a massive off-road machine. If this game will even allow me to export it, which, now that I think about it, I don't really think it will, because this is a pretty big bus as oversized tires. I don't even think the game allows tires this big usually. They're 50-inch rims, and yet they somehow look kind of normal compared to, like, the tire itself. And you know what? I think that we should unlock these, because I want a staggered setup. Yeah, I'm going to make the rears smaller, a whole lot smaller, 10-inch rims. Oh, that looks pathetic. That looks stupid and pathetic, and I love it. Okay, I'm just going to figure out what to do right now. I'm thinking about doing a squatted setup. A squatted triple-decker bus. Think about how stupid that is. If you saw the thumbnail, you should know what I'm doing. And the thing that makes this even better, those tires are only 600 millimeters on 10-inch rims, while the front ones have 1,600 millimeters with 50-inch rims. And yeah, this thing's suspension is totally, absolutely going to bottom out. There is no way this thing is able to drive like a normal vehicle. But hey, assuming those tires have enough traction, this thing is able to go anywhere, basically. Now we're on to the brakes. Of course, we're doing 6-piston carbon ceramic, maximum size, maximum force, maximum race quality brakes. We're also going to do no skid plate, maximum cooling airflow, maximum brake airflow, minimum quality, because why not? And we have an infinity coefficient drag. Let's just give it a race diffuser, because why not? Okay, what are we doing for this? This looks pretty cool. Let's give it as many seats as it possibly can. Handmade, so it's as heavy as possible. Lowest quality, so the materials are like lead and stuff like that. Now, right here, you know what, let's just increase the ear. Electric variable, let's give it the best of everything, so it's as heavy as possible. Okay. This thing is almost 22,000 pounds. That is awesome. Yeah, let's put all the weight towards the front because the rear is squatted. I don't think the rear needs more weight. That suspension looks like it's seriously struggling. And just look at how beautiful our quad turbo 12.5 liter V12 is. That thing is so much power and so much torque. It's just, I don't know how to even describe it. It's just one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever made in this entire game. Now we're on to the suspension, active comfort, semi-active, passive, and I want this thing to be as stupid as possible. We get no fuel economy, no reliability, just some utility somehow. Let's make this as high off the ground as possible. Let's see if that does literally anything. Oh, it makes it look stupider. That's even better. This is just wonderful. A truly, truly wonderful bus. A wonderful bus. I can't wait to if I ever go to the United Kingdom, I can't wait to see these things just driving around on the street. I can't wait to see these. If I go to the United Kingdom and I don't see this exact bus with the exact engine, the exact color configuration, and the exact suspension specs, I'm going to be disappointed. Very disappointed. Okay, considering this thing has stats at all is impressive. As almost 21,000 pounds, so it's slightly lighter. There is no way this thing is this efficient. 119 production units, absolutely not. It gets no miles to the gallon. 200 emissions, I don't know if that's good or bad. Because I remember getting a car that had like 30,000 or something like that a long time ago. That was in one of the very old updates, though. Yeah, let's give it a 7-speed manual, because why not? Reliability and fuel economy still do not improve. Nothing about this is improved. With sequential, it doesn't improve. With continuous, doesn't remove. What about advanced automatic 10-speed? Nope. Basically, barely improves at all. Like, the speed might be improving. But other than that, the vehicle, just fuel economy and reliability are not improving whatsoever. This might just be too much for the game, and if it is, my goal is to crash the game in some way. I think just this vehicle's mere presence is enough to crash the game. I'm fairly certain about that. Advanced automatic 7-speed. Let's give it a slightly higher top speed than, well, a golf cart. And, okay. Yeah, about 99. I think 99 is a good top speed. Nah, it needs to be lower. 90. 90 is a good top speed for this thing. Because it does not need to go any faster. Because why would you want something that weighs almost 21,000 pounds going 90 miles per hour that's also squatted? That is a recipe for a death wish. Okay, these are all wonderful. Let's decrease interior quality on this, like, weird slider sandbox tech pool in order to make it heavier. You know what, let's do the same thing for chassis, because I want this thing to be heavy. Really, really heavy. And yeah, I actually have a really long video. Actually, no, it might not even be really long. Yeah, 124. 5 more units have been sold for this thing. I don't think anyone in their right mind wants to actually buy this thing. Oh my. This thing, I'm just checking everything. Let's give it its big giant forehead that it obviously needs. That's probably going to make it heavier, to be honest. Okay. It looks a little naked. It needs fixtures. It absolutely needs them. Without fixtures, a vehicle in automation is naked. When it comes to making the grill on this bus, we're going to give it something that looks dumb. We're going to give it a smiley face, and we're going to make the actual grill part, we're going to make that a giant light on it. Basically, so it's like a giant set of pearly white teeth, basically. You're going to have that on. We're going to get a tow hitch, because why not? We're going to give it ugly wheels. Nah. No, yeah. The ugly Tesla wheels. We're doing that right there. And now that I think about it, I want as little sidewall in these tires as possible, so it's like you're driving on rubber bands. This bus right here clearly needs a name. I'm not entirely sure what to call it, but let's come up with McDonald Cadas. McDonald Cadas Busa. And I don't know what we're going to call the trim. You know what? Now that I think about it, rubbish. We should call it rubbish. Now, if you've ever seen a commuter bus before, you'd know that a lot of them actually have their exhaust pipes coming out of the roof. So I think quad exhaust coming out the roof. And I love how the exhaust pipe, the actual piping is interrupting the stairway. Like, you want to go to the 3rd floor or 2nd floor, maybe? Nope. That's what you have to contend with. You have to contend with that. And whoever's sitting at the back, yeah, you have to contend with a hot pipe that is just spewing out tons of emissions. This thing doesn't have a catalytic converter to even think of. This thing just, I feel like I feel like most of the areas in the bus are completely fine, but it's just the areas by the stairs that are a nightmare. So yeah, we're just going to do some stat checks real quick. This thing has a 0mm braking distance. That's really good. 90.3 miles per hour. 8 seconds 0 to 60, slower than my Sorento. And still an infinity drag coefficient. Yeah, we have 7,015.8 horsepower. That is awesome. Let's try to export it if this thing will even work. Oh, goodness. This thing is Oh, I like how it just says Lua era. Oh, wow, the game is lagging like crazy. This might actually crash the game. I'm not even sure. If it does crash the game, I'm going to be pretty happy because I don't want to drive this thing in BeamNG Drive. You know why? Because BeamNG Drive probably realizes that I have given it enough garbage to deal with. That Tectonic car that doesn't even drive, that was one of the things I had gave it. But now I have to give it this, and it's probably had enough with me. So if it crashes, it's probably my fault, and it's probably fair, to be honest, because, well, the game crashed. It's not my fault, but hey, at least we made something. But yeah, that's all for now. Bye!